Hi, I'm Gidon from technologyman.com. Mpow's H10 Bluetooth headphones have hybrid active noise cancellation, up to 30 hours of battery life and a foldable design. They're about the cheapest headphones I can find with a supposedly more effective noise reduction at around £50 or $65. But how do they compare to other budget noise cancelling headphones I've reviewed recently, namely the cheaper Mpow H5s and the more expensive Taotronics BH046s? Let's find out. Inside the unassuming box you get the headphones themselves in a soft pouch, a micro USB charging cable and a 3.5mm audio cable. There's also a brief user manual. There's no airline adapter. They have a foldable design that makes them nice and compact for over-ear headphones. They weigh 243 grams and measure 170mm by 130mm by 80mm when folded, with their length increasing to 200mm when they're opened up. Overall, they're slightly bigger than the H5 relation, but smaller, at least when folded, than the non-collapsing Taotronics. They fit comfortably in the soft pouch when folded, but I prefer the hard case of the Taotronics. The ear cups have a gunmetal finish with Mpow branding clearly visible. They don't have the super glossy finish of the H5s, but the smooth plastic still attracts fingerprints. Overall, the build quality is just okay. The plastic ear cups and headband feel a little cheap, and the very positive click as you unfold each ear cup sounds a little like you've broken something every time it engages. The headband expands with fairly positive clicks, revealing a graduated scale on the outside metal band, although you may never need to expand them since they start off on the large side. They're a little loose on my head without any expansion, and way too big for even my teenager's head. The synthetic ear pads feel comfortable and are a little softer than the H5s. They don't appear to be replaceable. The ear cups rotate over 90 degrees, so even unfolded they could still be stored flat. Overall, I've put the build quality just above the H5s, but a step down from Taotronics BH046s. I wouldn't be treating them too roughly, but I'm sure they'll be fine for general use. I'll report down in the comments how they fare after a few months. The left ear cup has the active noise cancelling switch, which lights green when it's activated. ANC can be turned on without the headphones being on. There's also a 3.5mm port for using the headphones wired, if you've run out of battery or if you want to connect to a device without Bluetooth. Bluetooth turns off when you're connected via the 3.5mm port, but ANC can still be activated. The right ear cup has the power Bluetooth button, volume controls and a micro USB port. They don't have the more robust USB-C charging port unfortunately, and there's no fast charging. A full charge takes 2 to 3 hours, charging the 500 mAh battery at around 0.2 amps. The status light turns red whilst charging and Bluetooth turns off, although you could still use a wired connection. A 3-second press of the power button turns the headphones on and off, both accompanied by audible prompts. The LED flashes blue and red for pairing mode when you first switch them on. Locate Mpow H10 in your Bluetooth settings to connect. There's an audible confirmation and the LED blinks blue every few seconds whilst the connection is maintained. To connect to another device, turn the power off and press and hold the power button for 5 seconds to restart the pairing process. You can connect to 2 devices at the same time, and if you pause playback on one device, you can continue playback on the other device without having to re-enter Bluetooth settings. You can reset the headphones and clear all pairing records by pressing and holding the volume up and down buttons when the headphones are turned on, until the headphones beep twice with the LED flashing purple. The headphones feel very comfortable, with the soft cushions and not overly tight fit. They're light enough that you could possibly use them in the gym or even for a run, but there's no IPX rating and they don't have the most secure fit, so they'll move around a bit. The headphones are mainly controlled from the right ear cup. Holding the volume up and down plays next and previous tracks respectively. A single press of the power button plays or pauses your media and answers phone calls. A double press ends a phone call, and a 2-second press activates your voice assistant. You have to be careful not to hold down the button too long and turn the headphones off. The controls are well positioned, so you do get used to them quickly. Unlike the Taotronics, you only need to use your left and right thumb to control playback and switch ANC on and off, which feels quite natural. The H10s, like the H5s, only have Bluetooth 4.1 support, which is 2 generations behind 5.0 in many newer devices. And connection reliability wasn't their strong point. In the office, where there are loads of wireless devices all sharing the same spectrum, I experienced dropouts quite often. But away from all the interference, the connection was generally stable. Range was on the low side, just reaching the next room of my 1950s brick-built house. They don't have support for the aptX codec with the supposed better audio quality over Bluetooth. Audio sync was actually a little better than I was expecting. The YouTube app on iOS, which always seems to struggle, only had minimal delay. YouTube on Android and Netflix on both platforms was fine. Battery life of the H10s is quoted at a massive 30 hours with ANC off, but I had ANC on most of the time and still got around 20 hours using the headphones at around 60 to 70% volume. It's more likely you'll accidentally leave the ANC switch on, which will easily drain the batteries overnight. The headphones use a noise cancelling microphone with clear voice capture or CVC technology for supposedly clearer phone calls. The microphone sounded quite clear in a quiet environment and was quite acceptable even with a noisy gym fan in the background. Received call quality was also fine. Noise cancellation was far more effective than the H5s, but not as good as the Taotronics BH046s. And unsurprisingly, nowhere near Bose or Sony's ANC headphones, costing over 5 times as much. They use hybrid noise cancellation that uses mics on both the inside and outside of the headphones to capture and cancel out noise, rather than just one or the other. You can turn ANC on even without listening to music. You do get a faint hiss, but lower frequency background noises like the hum of computer fans or dehumidifiers are noticeably reduced. More so once you start playing music even at low volumes, and the background hiss becomes barely noticeable. Passive noise reduction is pretty good at cutting out a fair bit of noise even with ANC off. They do leak sound significantly, so not the best option if you like your music at high volume on public transport or flights. The Taotronics perform best in both passive noise reduction and sound leakage. The 40mm drivers deliver very good sound for the price of these headphones, better than I was expecting. You'll want ANC on, turning it off makes them sound flat across the range. Bass sounds particularly good even at higher volumes and doesn't generally overpower the vocals. I enjoyed listening to them across a whole range of music. I actually preferred their sound overall to the more expensive Taotronics BH046s. They have more clarity and are also louder, but the Taotronics have better ANC. At louder volumes, high frequencies started to sound harsh, but at below 80% volume this wasn't an issue. Compared to the H5s they're pretty close, but the H10's bass sounded better and the ANC is much improved. There's no app to control the headphones or adjust EQ settings, although many music apps on iOS and Android will let you make adjustments if need be.
So small, watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight, city lights looking fine, and I know this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna ski when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me. No, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive.
The Mpow H10 headphones have good sound, excellent battery life, decent ANC and look okay, and I like their foldable design. The band is on the large side and they feel a little plasticky, but my main issue is Bluetooth connectivity, still based on the older 4.1 standard, which could be unstable at times. Overall though, if you're after a good sounding, comfortable set of wireless headphones with active noise cancellation at an affordable price, then these should definitely be on your shortlist. If you want slightly better build quality and improved ANC, take a look at the Taotronics BH046s I reviewed recently, although I slightly preferred the H10s for audio quality. And for an even more budget option, the H5s I also looked at recently sounded good too, but their ANC is very primitive and I prefer the look of the H10s. If you've tried any of these headphones, let me know what you think of them, and if you found a better budget pair of noise cancelling wireless headphones, I'd love to hear. Let me know down below. And as always, if you have any questions, please ask. I read every comment and I'll do my best to respond. I do hope you found this video useful. Please like the video if you did. I'm releasing videos every week on the latest technology and how to get the most out of it, so please make sure you subscribe. It helps more than you think. And don't forget to tap the bell icon if you want to get notified as soon as a new video gets uploaded. Thanks for watching.